Wednesday night, Word and Worship, 7 p.m. Prayer Thursday night at 7 p.m. Sunday School, 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning worship, 11 o'clock a.m. And our Sunday night live service at 7 p.m.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. My special guest for part 2 is Minister Ime Ilube from Future for Felons. So good morning to you.
Good morning, Kabila. How are you?
I am wonderful. So we're going to be talking about an upcoming rally this weekend.
Absolutely.
All right. So tell us what the name of the rally is, and then we'll go into some more details about it.
Okay, so the theme for the rally, if you will, is fight. And fight stands for Felons in God's Hands Together.
Okay.
And so basically, the idea here is we are now more than ever in a time where we need to stand together. But what happens is everybody wants to belong. Matter of fact, the word community comes from two words: common, unity. Okay? And so everybody wants to belong somewhere because it gives identity. But you have a situation where there's a group of people who have been rejected from community because of their mistakes. And so now they're going to find acceptance wherever they can get it. And most times it's, the wrong crowd, but well, they're getting accepted there. So they'll gravitate to that. With fight, we're kind of offering an alternate community. Okay? Community of faith, And so we know, it's no secret, that we have a justice system that's, not designed for success. If you're a convicted felon, it is not designed for success, and there's so many obstacles facing people with criminal records. And so one of the ways, and again, this is a multifaceted problem. The issue of the criminal justice system is multifaceted, and so the approach has to be the same way. And so we have to approach the problem and solutions from several angles. And one of those angles, at least from the felon standpoint, is being in God's hands. Because a lot of people, even myself included, have been able to escape the jaws of the system by a strong faith.
Well, you have shared your story several times, and unfortunately, in your case, like many others, it's a nonviolent crime, and you got caught up maybe not knowing the severity of what your actions were, and it led to a felony charge based on the type of crime or the amount of whatever the judge decided, however, and so it equal to a felony.
Right.
It's like a red target, a flag on your life forever.
Forever.
It's like this invisible sign that only everyone, you can't see it flashing, but everyone else can see it flashing.
Forever.
That you're a felon. And it's like, they look at the word felon and they don't care about the rest of your story and who you are.
Right.
They don't care if you paid your dues. They don't care if you served your time. It's
right.
You're felon.
So you said a key word: forever. Forever is the language of oppressive regimes. Forever is the language of Pharaoh. I want to enslave the children of Israel forever. So forever is the language of oppressive regimes. And oppressive regimes are established and maintained on deception. They have to. That's the only way they can keep, because if they begin to acknowledge truth, then conviction begins to take place, and then change begins to come. So oppressive regimes are maintained on deception. So it's the blame game. I have to. It's all your fault. I got to throw all. You see, it was the children of Israel's fault. We're not giving you enough work, so you're idle now. You think you want to go somewhere else. Let's place more work on them, more burden. Okay, so that's classic oppressive regimes. They have to operate on deception, and that's what it is here. One of the things we're going to be working on when Emma Agnew gets back, which I believe it should be today, we're trying to see if we can duplicate what Florida did here with the voting rights thing. Okay. And we're just doing a little research on it, and it talked about certain felonies that wouldn't be accepted. One of them was if you were a murderer, and I was talking with Dr. Ruckus, and we kill people every day. Okay. I mean, Jesus said, if you have anger in your heart, it's no different than murder. Oh, wow. And the anger he's talking about there is not righteous indignation. He's talking about the anger with malicious intent, the anger that seeks to do harm. We go through that every day, and Jesus said there's no difference between the one that murdered and the one that had the anger in his heart. In other words, anger is the motivation for murder. And so the bottom line is this: we are no better than the people we condemn, no matter how you see it. That's just the bottom line. We are not any better than the people we condemn. That's as plain as it gets.
So hopefully through this rally, people can listen to stories and listen to dialogue that will hopefully help change their way of thinking and way of being, and hopefully help them face that conviction for themselves and say, okay, I need to do something different, or I need to become more of an advocate, or that could have been me. Right. There are a lot of crimes that are committed, and during some of my undergraduate classes, there are a lot of crimes that go underpunished, and more specifically, like white-collar crimes. It doesn't matter what race you are. If you commit a white-collar crime, it's almost like you're more likely to get off, right? Because you have the means to, for the legal team. Exactly. But when it comes to blue collar crimes, it's like you are almost damned from the moment that you commit the crime. Like once you get caught and go to court, whatever the case, however the process goes, because you don't have the means. Right. Right. So we have to question what type of justice is that, or is that justice, or because is that fair, or is that is that equal? Because anytime we're talking justice, equal or fair, these are terms that are synonymous with justice, and so the thing with justice is, okay, there was this crime committed. Justice says, I want the punishment to equal the crime. That's justice. I want and somehow, we figure that out, whatever it is. Okay, I think this punishment fits the crime. So then injustice is a situation where either the punishment is less than the crime, or the punishment exceeds the crime. Now, when it comes to convicted felons, the punishment exceeds the crime, because it's even after after you've paid your dues, you are still perpetually being punished for that mistake. So that represents an injustice, because now you're still punishing me for something I've already paid my dues and done my time, and whatever. I'm still getting punished for this. That's an injustice. So let's go ahead and get into some of the details of the rally. Yes. So you have 3 different speakers.
Absolutely.
And so let's go on to each one of those speakers and tell us more about them.
Okay, so Senator Cooper, has been very gracious. The first ever town hall meeting we did, he was the guest speaker, and we had him actually a month, exactly a year after, kind of like an anniversary thing. And so, you know how critical he was in the Stand Your Ground, bill that didn't pass, along with Mom's Demand Action, and so, he's very, how you say, I mean, he's very passionate about, just the minority community, criminal justice, and I think this is a very important rally. And notice he's speaking on what it means to be in God's hands. Now he's also running for re-election, and his opponent has been also. There's been word out there that his opponent says that he's not a man of God.
Who's not a man? The opponent is not a man of God?
That Senator Cooper is not a man of God. Well, he's an ordained minister.
Okay.
So, but you know how politics is, dirty politics. He wants the position that Senator Cooper is currently occupying. So he's trying to play dirty, discredit him. So here comes, and this was even before I knew this. So here comes him speaking at this rally about what it means to be in God's hands. So it kind of, in a sense, validates or puts whatever the naysayers, to shame.
Okay. All right, so we have Senator John Cooper.
Yes.
And then we have Representative Monty Hodges.
Of course, I mean, if you followed Future for Felons and our events, he's a regular. He's a regular. And here's, I always say that now his passion is about criminal justice, because this is not his county.
Okay.
He's not Craighead. He's Mississippi County.
Okay.
District 55. So you could say if this was his county, he's trying to get some votes. Now that's not applicable because this is not his county, but yet he's coming out to support and to speak, and so this is his heart, okay, and so I can't speak highly enough of him. Yeah.
And his title is
Representative.
The Importance of Standing Together.
The importance of standing together. So one of the reasons why the civil rights was successful is they stood together. Mm-hmm. They stood together, man. They stood together. They were together. And so we don't have that as much today.
And we could take a page from those playbooks, and many people don't realize, well, those that were in it know, but the civil rights movements started way before the 1960s.
Right.
They even go back as far as 1800s.
Right.
So civil rights movements were always happening. It's just, we're just young, well, I say young enough. We just remember more the 1950s and 60s version, but we need to really all go back and take some pages from history and say, okay, how did those individuals or groups of individuals come together, work together, and accomplish so many things?
Right.
We could still have the same power now if we stand together.
Yeah, if we stand together. And so what is happening is, and I have to go back to, in the book of Exodus, it talks about, there were two Israelites fighting each other, and Moses saw that. And Moses himself was an Israelite, but he lived in the palace. Okay, well, he saw his fellow brothers fighting, and so he went up to them and like, hey, why are you guys fighting each other? You're brothers. And of course they responded, hey, leave us alone. Do you want to kill us the same way you killed that Egyptian the other day? And which led to him fleeing Egypt, and the story goes on. But what the point I'm saying is, Israel, the children of Israel, were oppressed by the Pharaoh's system or Pharaoh's government. They were oppressed, and they felt hopeless and powerless against that government. But rest assured, they were angry and they were frustrated at the system, but they just couldn't do anything against the system. against the powers that be. Well, anger is going to come out some way.
Yes.
It's going to come out some way. And so if the anger cannot come out towards the Pharaoh in rebellion, which would lead to more oppression, then that anger is going to come out to my brother. And so you see that also even today with convicted felons, and there's an oppression. They are oppressed by a system that they can't really do anything against, or at least they feel like. And so a lot of that anger and frustration is going to be taken out this way.
We could have probably a whole another hour-long conversation about some of the background reasons to why crime is committed. And
yes.
When you, as you said, when people feel under pressure by a system that is constantly working against them,
right,
then they're going to react. It's like Newton's law of energy. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Absolutely. There you go.
So when pressure is applied, at some point that pressure has... Yeah. Whatever goes down comes up and vice versa. So anyway, yes. So anyway, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
We'll have to get into that one day. All right. So the next speaker is Pastor Joel Thompson, and where is he from?
I don't know where he's from. I've forgotten, but I was connected to him by Lachey.
Okay.
Shakira Robinson. She somehow heard about him and gave me his number. And then I called him, and we, from there, the relationship has just grown, and so, that's a good question. I don't know where he's from, but I'm sure he might have told me in the past. I've just forgotten. But basically, he's a pastor friend of mine that actually does a show here on Sundays in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And so, he's over Second Chance Ministries.
Okay.
So he goes also to the prisons, and he preaches there in the prisons, in the different penitentiaries. And so, he definitely understands the problem. And so, with him, he not that he didn't do. I mean, he did, but he wasn't caught. Okay. See, here's the thing: there's public failure and there's private failure.
Okay.
So, the people whose failure has been made public, those are the ones who have been caught in whatever crime it was. However, there's private failure. Your failure has not been brought to the light yet. Nevertheless, it's still a failure. Okay. And so, just because it's not yet brought to the light doesn't mean that you begin to condemn and to point like that's the bad guy. And in your own private life you are failing too. It should make you have a kind of compassion that, man, that could easily be me, because I know I'm not doing right. I just haven't been caught. But instead it's point the finger. And so that's what we have.
And the topic he'll be speaking on is fighting with faith.
Yes, fighting with faith. As I was saying, most of us who have escaped the jaws of the criminal justice system have done so by having a strong faith. And so fighting with faith is a way to overcome the different obstacles in society that one faces. You need a strong faith, because it takes a strong faith to not go back when you're denied employment because of your criminal record. It takes a strong faith to stand when you're denied housing because of your criminal record. It takes a strong faith, to overcome these obstacles, because I don't think that people have any idea how discouraging it is to be turned down from employment or housing or whatever the case may be, or jury duty, whatever community thing that regular members of the community can participate in, to be turned down because of your past criminal conviction. Even if it's fishing license or whatever the thing, it's very discouraging.
You often don't get to enjoy simple pleasures of daily life because of a felony conviction.
Right.
And we're going to put a pause right there and take
Okay.
a quick break. When we come back from the break, we'll pick up our conversation and make sure to give people the date, time, and location of the Felons in God's Hands Together rally coming up this Saturday. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Time to pull your credit reports from all 3 major credit reporting agencies along with your scores. This will give you an idea of where you stand and provide a great reality check that may keep you from overspending during the holidays. Next, make an appointment with your tax advisor. Your goal should be to file your taxes as early as possible, avoiding the last-minute craziness of April 15th. Check the beneficiaries on all of your insurance policies, including any insurance provided by your employer, and update those policies if necessary. Create your holiday spending budget now on paper. Seeing it with your own eyes will help you to think about ways to limit or eliminate some of those expenses. Your goal? No new debt for Christmas. The time to plan is now, before the frenzy and adrenaline rush of the holidays kick in and cloud your judgment. Set a goal of completing these steps before Thanksgiving. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Jesus looked at them and said, "With man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible." Matthew 19:26. With a motto of invest in your future, not your landlord's, Sonia Sanders Realtor is there for you throughout the entire process, whether buying or selling a home. Listings and other information is available at soldinjonesboro.com, Sonia Sanders Realtor on Facebook, or 870-275-8712. Crowley's Ridge Development Council provides information, resources, presentations, workshops, and trainings for schools, community groups, churches, law enforcement, and others related to substance abuse prevention, anti-bullying, mental health, and suicide prevention. More information is available at crdcnea.org.
The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyers.com.
Experience the joy with Bishop Adrian R. Rogers, pastor of Fullness of Joy Church, 2120 Thorn Street, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 72401. Wednesday night, Word and Worship, 7 p.m. Prayer Thursday night at 7 p.m. Sunday School, 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning worship, 11 o'clock a.m. And our Sunday night live service at 7 p.m.
KLEK
KLEK is starting a new fundraiser which will allow listeners to donate to KLEK while buying groceries. KLEK is a part of the Kroger Community Rewards fundraising program. When shoppers visit a participating Kroger and scan his or her Kroger Plus Shoppers card, a portion of the savings goes back to KLEK to help keep it on the air. Details on how to sign up for the program are available at KrogerCommunityRewards.com and at KLEKFM.org. This is a KLEK fundraiser.
KLEK 102.5 FM salutes small businesses. Small businesses promote local character and success, keeping money in the local economy, local jobs, entrepreneurship, community well-being, and so much more. Contact us today to learn more on how your small business could be featured on KLEK for as little as $25 per month. Shout out to Always and Forever Pet Grooming, offering baths, nails, and haircuts for dogs and cats. 2929 South Caraway Road, Jonesboro. 870-520-0925.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM with my special guest, Ministry Lead Ime Ilugbe from Future for Felons. And we've been talking about the upcoming rally, which is called FIGHT. And tell them again what each letter stands for.
Yes, FIGHT stands for Felons in God's Hands Together.
All right, and so as mentioned before, there will be several speakers. Senator John Cooper, Representative Monty Hodges, and Pastor Joel Thompson. And so it's going down when, where, and the time.
So it's this Saturday, October 5th, from 10 to 12, and it's going to be on the corner of Cedar Heights Drive and Melrose, right there. A little triangle. We will block off the street there, but you'll still be able to drive on Melrose down to Belt, but you won't be able to come up Cedar Heights Drive to connect to Melrose.
And do you think, there was a recent shooting in that
Yes.
area, and so do you feel that this is maybe perfect timing to raise awareness?
Absolutely, it definitely is, and so like I said, I was explaining in the previous segment, this is part of the frustration that the people are going through, and it's a reaction, as you rightly noted. This is a reaction. Right? This is a reaction to oppression, and so but the system will not see it that way. It will never. There's the why question is never in the picture. It's only the what. Okay.
What do you say to people that say, well, those that commit crimes, especially violent crimes, they just have total disregard for anyone else's life or property. They're just criminals, period, to their core. What do you say to people that feel that way?
Here's the thing, and it goes back to just what I was saying. The why. You see, it comes from a place of looking for the good in everyone. I want to know why you did that. I just don't think that, a normal human being under normal circumstances would do that. So I need to question the why. And we never get there. At least the system doesn't get there. It doesn't care about the why. It just cares about the what. This is what you did, and I'm going to nail you for it. In other words, the system, the justice system is one of retribution. But we need a justice system of transformation. And for transformation, we have to ask the why.
I think we've, kind of touched on that conversation in previous interviews, and I am more of an optimist than people say I live in a bubble, but I'm going to keep on. Right. Because I do feel that there are some people who are redeemable.
Absolutely.
There may be some people who are so far gone in their thought process and emotions, they may not be redeemable. They may just be now who they are.
Right.
However, there are many others who are worth giving a second chance to, worth at least trying to help them make a turnaround.
If you ask me, there is no human being that Jesus Christ is not able to redeem. I don't care how bad they've gone. I don't care how bad they've gone. Christ is able to redeem.
Okay.
So you should not give up on any human being. I don't care if it's sex offender, murder, I don't care, child pornography, whatever, how bad this is so bad. Christ can redeem that person. So you don't give up on a single human being. That's the way I feel. That's what it is.
And I know I don't have all the perfect answers, but I do again feel that if more money or energy was put into therapy, that's not the word I'm looking for, but reform programs, we may see a different statistics when it comes to people being released from prison.
So here's the thing.
2 minutes left.
Okay, basically, if you notice, people who are more open to criminal justice reform in policy change and less strict laws against felons are people who have first-hand experience, like a brother or a family member or somebody who is real close to them is going through it. Then they're more open to criminal justice reform. But until then, it's like, so it's almost as if, and I've actually prayed this before, that listen, Lord, let these people's family members begin to catch felonies so that they can change their attitude. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that's what it's taking, because until then, your nose is stuck up and you don't see it. And I think about the people, even people in power. It's until it's close to home. Whoa, wait, we got to do something about this. Before then, you have no compassion.
All right. Well, we're encouraging the community. We're asking for the community to come out this Saturday, October 5th, 10 a.m. Felons in God's Hands Together. That theme is fight. Future for Felons will be hosting this rally, so please come out. Again, it's on the corner of Cedar Heights and Melrose Street. 3 wonderful speakers, 3 different topics. Get to fellowship and have a conversation with your community
Plus
members.
Food.
And food and music. Kelly K will be there with the music. So we thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Ime, for coming and share this information.
Thank you.
And I know we'll have more and more conversations.
Absolutely.
Every time you come, it's like, okay, another thought process, and like, oh, we gotta go now. So these conversations can go on and on.
Absolutely.
And on.
They can.
So thank you again for coming. Thank you for having a passion to provide this service to the community.
Yeah.
And so we hope the community returns that support and shows their love to you by supporting these events that you have. All right. So this has been your Tuesday edition of Community Conversations. I hope everyone has a great and blessed day. Tune in tomorrow. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working